am your life. Huh? Where? ಹೇಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಕ್ಕೊಂಡೋದ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. Oh shit. Ma'am?
May I request everyone to kindly rise as in welcoming our respected dignitaries to the venue. Off the music, off the music. I request the audience to be please seated. We welcome all the guests on the dais, please.
ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ಡೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಬೇಗ. So that's fine. You need to fill the new link. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Chief Guest, Keynote Speaker, honored dignitaries on the dais, esteemed faculty members, researchers, delegates, and dear students. A very warm welcome to one and all. It gives an immense pleasure to welcome you to the International Conference on Transforming Knowledge through Innovation, Sustainability, and Digital Well-being in a Globalized World, organized by SSMRV College under early educational institutions. This conference is a platform that brings together academicians, industry experts, and researchers from diverse backgrounds to share insights, ideas, and innovations that shape a sustainable and digitally connected future. With this, I now invite my co-anchor, Vasugi ma'am, to take the proceedings forward.
Thank you, ma'am. To begin today's inaugural ceremony, on an auspicious note, we invite our respected dignitaries for the lighting of the lamp, symbolizing knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment. May I request our respected principal, Vijayashri ma'am, HODs, chief guest, keynote speaker, and resource persons to kindly proceed for the lamp lighting.
I request Dr. Malini ma'am to come on the dais.
ಶರವಣ ಸರ್
ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಿ ಸರ್
ಲೈವ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್
ಲೈಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ
It is now my privilege to invite Dr. Malini N, Head of Department Commerce and Organizing Secretary, to deliver the welcome address and formally welcome the gathering. Ma'am, over to you.
When I was a student, we never had an opportunity to have any research papers or any kind of presentations. This was back in 90s, mid-90s, what is that I'm mentioning about. So even if we have to write, I remember vaguely where we used to write the articles for the magazines. So apart from that, whatever is the kind of research papers that you people have been writing right now, and for whatever that we have gathered as of now, so we never used to have such opportunities at all. So I'm glad to invite each one of you for this particular event. And myself, Dr. Malini, I take immense pleasure in inviting each member out here. Today's chief guest, Mr. Jason John Con, Senior VP Operations, Reliance Retail, UK, UAE, India. Sir, a very warm welcome to you for being here. Thank you. Guest of honor, Mr. Ananta Lakshmana Rao, Associate Director, KPMG Global Services. Welcome to you, sir. Our keynote speaker for today, Mr. Shyam Bhushan, Founder and CEO, AI Plane, Tech USA. Dr. Vijayashri N, Professor and Principal, SSMRV College. Welcome, ma'am. Our special invitees for today, Mr. Supreet Garla from NICT. Welcome, sir. From Upstream Technologies. Welcome, ma'am. And from ISDC, we have Mr. Calvin. Welcome, sir. Grant Horton in their absence. Then from Indian Education Specialist, we have Madam over here. Welcome, ma'am. Madam. All the delegates who are the academicians from different institutions, students from various institutions, and my dear colleagues and the various other faculty members and so forth. A warm welcome to each one of you. Thank you, and over to Ms. Deepika.
Thank you, ma'am, for the warm and inspiring welcome address. We shall now proceed with the profile reading of our esteemed dignitaries. May I now request Ms. Deepika to read the profile of our chief guest, Mr. Jason John Cohn.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jason Cohn, a distinguished leader in global retail and fashion operations. Currently serving as the Vice President of Operations for Trends at Reliance Retail in Bengaluru, Jason brings to the stage nearly 3 decades of transformative expertise across the fashion and retail landscape. His career is a compelling map of international commerce with deep expertise spanning Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. Before his pivotal role at Reliance, Jason was the Senior Director of Operations for GMG in Saudi Arabia, where he managed powerhouse portfolios including Nike, the North Face, and Columbia. Prior to that, he dedicated over a decade to the Landmark Group in Dubai as head of retail, steering major brands like Centerpoint and Max across the Gulf region. His leadership foundations were also built during significant tenure with Liva Trading Enterprises and No Limit in Sri Lanka, giving him a truly panoramic view of emerging and established markets. Jason's operational philosophy is forged at the intersection of brick and mortar excellence and digital-first e-commerce strategy. He is a leader known for building scalable systems, driving omni-channel growth, and leading diverse high-performance teams in complex and multicultural environments. Beyond the boardroom, Jason is a dedicated family man. He is joined by his wife, Paula, an English language teacher, and his 2 daughters, Rebecca, a qualified nurse in UK, and Anasa, a university student. An avid sports enthusiast, Jason harbors a hopeful ambition to English cricket. Please join me in giving a very warm welcome to the visionary, operator, and the global retail expert, Mr. Jason Cohn. We welcome you, sir. We request you to speak a few words.
Okay, so good morning, everybody. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. I didn't know I'd done half of those things. So, the great... Can you hear me now? I think that's better. So the great thing that all of you need to realise, you're at a time in your life you will never have again. And you need to embrace that time, because what you are going to do in your future careers will define you, will define your family, and define what you add to this very fast changing world. Now, they may sound big statements, but they mean a lot. Because if I had my time again, I would do things completely differently. I wouldn't be as cautious. I would push myself. I would have left the UK far before I left. There's only one person who will define your future. You. You will be the one that decides whether you're going to advance your career, whether you're going to drive the value for your family. And the big thing that you have to remember, and I've been coming to India for 14, 15 years, India has changed completely. Now, some of us that are a little bit older and a little bit wiser will be able to articulate that. For some of the younger colleagues in the audience, you won't appreciate how much this country has changed. And there was one really defining moment for me 3 weeks ago that told me India had changed completely. And it's so small and it's so insignificant, but it's a big message. So I call the Vande Bharat from Surat to Ahmedabad. And the train was amazing. But there was one thing that was very, very different and doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. The housekeeping boy who was looking after the carriage walked the carriage with a Dyson vacuum cleaner. India has changed. Yeah? It's insignificant, but it shows that your country, your leadership, the politics that are in the environment, it's no longer about survival. This is about evolution. And all of you ladies and gentlemen that are in the audience have the power to change this. My message to you today is whatever that change, you should embrace it, you should challenge it, because we work in a society nowadays where before everything was very subservient. And you would go and you would say to your boss, yes sir, yes ma'am, no problem. But we now work in a commercial environment, and I work in Reliance, which is a huge commercial environment, where everybody's opinion matters. So it doesn't matter whether you're a senior leader or whether you're an intern, your opinion matters. And it's the knowledge and the ability of you guys to push this thought process to leaders that will make the difference. And I have one example. I'm full of examples. So part of my job, part of my responsibility is to change trends from an old-fashioned brand where anti-shops to something that's a bit more relevant for the whole family. We've allowed, as a business, we've allowed this to happen and go backwards. You will see over the next 6 months, trends will change. Trends will recover its position. But it's only because of the ladies and gentlemen who work in trends that will make that difference. We'll embrace AI in all of our design. We'll embrace technology in omnichannel, so that you can collect everything that you wish. But there was one thing that happened when we designed the new uniform for the staff. And it was an intern who was working for a 3-month period, who was working on the uniform initiative. And this young guy was in a meeting, sharing the designs, it was all going through with the design. And he put his hand up and he questioned, so what would we do for a trans member of staff for the uniform? And honestly, nobody had ever thought of this. Nobody had ever questioned. Now it's a small amount of our population, but that population deserves the respect of the organisation, and only because that gentleman had questioned that, have we now put something in place. So whatever you do in your internships, in your degrees, in your masters, in your career, you should always remember today this crazy British gentleman who's told you to question everything, because nobody will ever crib or cry that you've had input to their business. You're at a point in your life where not just India will change, the world will change. Some of you may stay in India, some of you may travel the world, some of you may look for different things. But you've got to remember that the world is changing. The world is changing very fast. We were just sat in the room introducing ourselves to everybody. and there was traditional business cards coming, there was QR codes being displayed, there was phones being nudged. Everything has changed. And you guys will be the part that drives us. Inventions, ideas will make a difference to everything that we do. So you have to understand what you can add to your own life. Once you understand that, take some time out, understand what you want to do. I have a younger daughter at the moment who's at university 8,000 miles away in Ireland. She's living her own life. I can't be her father, I can be her father technically. So in terms of what's happening technology-wise, there's no boundaries. There's no boundaries. India is set up far better than any part of the world. When you look at simple processes like Digiata in the airport, nobody has this process. In the UAE, they've tried. They've tried that you can walk through a tunnel and it will recognize you, but the adoption is nowhere on the scale of India. So your country's push to drive that technology into their everyday life is something that is very important, and you will all be part of that. So I think you shouldn't underestimate India as a country. I think that you should embrace India as a country and drive that, because there's something to be very, very proud of. Very, very proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable and insightful address, your global industry experience. Your global industry experience and practical perspectives have added immense value to this conference. Thank you once again. Now we request Pratima ma'am to keep ready felicitation function of Mr. Sham sir. Actually, Sham sir has another important work to be addressed to. So sir will be leaving a little early, so we'll be addressing him first. So I request Pratima ma'am to arrange the things. May I now request Dr. Shashikala to read the profile of our keynote speaker, Mr. Shyam Bhushan.
Good morning everyone. It's my honor to introduce our keynote speaker for our inauguration session, Mr. Shyam Sundar Bhushan. Shyam Bhushan is a senior artificial intelligence and enterprise data system architect with over 25 years of global experience spanning enterprise computing, applied machine learning, data governance, and information system security. His work focuses on designing intelligent, secure, and scalable AI architecture. He brings deep expertise in advanced AI technologies, including large language models, intelligent agents, vector-based information retrieval, and deep learning architecture such as CNN, RNN, GAN, and DNS. A key strength of his work lies in translating complex AI research into deployable, production-ready solutions supported by data architecture, privacy by design framework, and responsible AI principles. Shyam has held senior architectural and leadership roles at leading global organizations such as IBM, Capgemini, JP Morgan, and Bank of America, where he guided interdisciplinary teams on enterprise scale analytics, secure data sharing, and regulatory compliant AI adoption. Currently, he works as an enterprise data and AI solution architect, designing AI platforms that integrate cloud ecosystem, modern AI stacks, and interpretable data systems across public and private sector. Sham holds Master of Science in Information System Security and Management. His academic and professional interest lies at the intersection of trustworthy AI, digital well-being, innovation system, and sustainable development, contributing to inclusive and digital futures. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Very long introduction. Even my beard will do the justice. This didn't help. Anyway, I'm a student of Bangalore. I studied here for more than 4 years. When I was sort of like maybe your age, maybe a little younger, I could speak, read, write, Kannada then. My dad, who was in Air Force, so we were staying in Air Force Station Command Center, Hebal. And where are the NCC students? Oh, there you go. So I was an NCC cadet, and I did that in my school while I was in Kendra Jala for 2 years. And then I did it in senior division as well. I almost made it to Republic Day Parade. Wasn't good enough. Right? So, but then I was good in flying. I became a glider pilot after flying for 3 years. Here, I started here in Yelahanka Airport, right? Yelahanka flying, whatever. If you guys know a little bit, the old airport. So somehow got lucky. I don't know how. And nobody. Didn't know any ministers. Didn't know any big officials. No air marshals. Just like people were fair. Things were fair and square. Things were fair and square. Right? You don't have to be somebody or know somebody. To be somebody, you don't have to know somebody. You just have to do things. You just have to go for it. Talk about being creative. So, before I go on and make you more sentimental and emotional, thank you. Thank you, Joshua. And Dr. Abhinandan, Dr. Malini, right, and I'm pretty sure we met long list, right? So, thank you for inviting. Thank you for a very warm welcome. It's just feeling at home, like back home. So, and the topic is transforming knowledge, right? So I'll try to do a little bit of that. So I'll stick to it. It just feels like 40 years ago I was here and I was sitting between you guys and like Dr. Malini ma'am said, like there were no theses to write. There were no opportunities to like really put something on paper and present it, and people could give you some feedback. There were no such forums. None of this. Auditorium? Wow. Amazing. This is beautiful. Right? And this experience, right, to be able to come and present here, share with, people like Jason, Ram, Jeffrey, man, all of these people, and then they give you inputs and guide you, right? Wasn't there. Collaboration, right? Collaboration. College, but you still feel like you're in the school. People are still, your teachers, professors are still know you by name. So creativity, right? Just to like knowledge, right? I learned something. I just Googled Jason, English guys, right? So what is knowledge, right? What is knowledge? Somebody like Betsy, if you Google, you'll find Betsy name, person named Betsy. If you Google what is knowledge, define knowledge, it'll say awareness, right? It'll say knowing something, understanding something, right? Not guessing, right? Guessing comes after, that's generative. Talk about generative AI, right? Or maybe, you know, if you know something, you're able to guess, you're able to predict, you're able to give your opinion, right? That's based on a knowledge. But knowledge can be explicit, implicit, tacit. I didn't make those terms, taking no credit for it. I just read it, Googled it. And she's put it very nicely. She said, explicit is, here you go, this is explicit, having a conference, documented. And the purpose of it is to talk about transformation of knowledge, right? Policies, government policies, constitution, ways of doing things, right? What is documented, very clearly written for us to follow. Traffic signs is explicit, right? You can't go wrong. Everybody follows it as is. Implicit is a little different, right? When people kind of talk to each other, when you guys like, after listening to Nan's lecture, right, Sir's lecture, you go back to the shop, the coffee shop, right? I was there. The donut shop, the bakery shop, right? You talk to each other. You share, exchange. Do you think you learn everything in the classroom? I didn't. I got the idea though, that I have to learn something. And that's something interesting. And that teacher, I like her. That sir, oh wow, he's such a good orator. He explains it so well, he breaks it down so well, right? So I was like, all right, fine. So when you go back to those like personal gathering, 4, 5, 6 of you, teamwork, when you discuss that topic, no, sir was actually trying to say that. No, ma'am, you remember she used that word explicitly, right? And then she was actually trying to say that because it's all our perceptions, what we receive. What the person is giving out is giving out. But my perception, your perception, 100 of you in that classroom or 20 of you in that classroom is going to be different. So when you sit down together and exchange that knowledge, right there it gets multiplied. So many perceptions. And that is implicit knowledge. The knowledge you gain doing that is implicit knowledge, right? And Jason sir, the third one, what Betsy said is like tacit knowledge, right? And what basically she's trying to say is like, that knowledge is when you sit down alone, when you're in yourself, this 3-piece, body, mind, and soul. When you do that self-introspection, and then you do your research, and then your unique ingenuity, right? The DNA or whatever people call it, right? The soul, the spirit, and whatever, right? People name it. When you do that yourself, and come up with a formula, or come up with a research, or come up with some idea, and your way of doing it, that is tacit. Your journey. I was here. I told you, 40 years ago I was here. That's my journey. Your journey, even if you go back, walk my footsteps, would it be same? Would it be same? No. Your journey will be your journey, your family, your people, your friends. So it is going to be your perspective and your journey is going to be very different. And hence your productivity, your output is going to be very different. Your creativity is going to be always unique. Always. Elon Musk did something. He did it. It's explicit then. Driving a car, autonomous cars, artificial intelligence, all those machine learning algorithms, application of it, right? So he applied it. He applied the knowledge. And that knowledge, which for him was tacit, from explicit to implicit to tacit, he applied it. He applied it, so we are using those products. And now for us it is explicit. Shouldn't we, don't we go and do next step? And improve and do greater and bigger things? That's what I've tried to do all my life. Nothing else, like in my last, I'm much older, not just 30, 45 years. 38 years, add 13 to it. 38 years I've been in the industry. I come from the industry side. And you have these beautiful, wonderful academicians who give you very strong foundation. You're very lucky people, and this kind of auditorium and the college and the facility, right? The support you get, right? It's unique these days. Like Jason said, I'll double down on that. It's an opportunity. You guys are living in wonderful times. Would you not make it better for your own? for your next generation? Wouldn't you do something, right? So you will do, you will definitely do, right? So it is just that experience made me a software guy, an applications guy. And I've been doing this for 6-7 years, exclusively artificial intelligence. I build application, I build software, I build platforms. That's what I do, and it's all creative. And my tacit knowledge, based on all of people's explicit and implicit knowledge. So I'm building on that, and I hope, I'm pretty sure, application of AI, you will see technology, you already seen it in all walks of life, right? In every domain, business domain, you will see application of artificial intelligence in almost everything, right? So it is again transformation. When we say transformation of knowledge, it is the knowledge that your knowledge, my knowledge, everybody's knowledge, how do we put it in shape and form and pack that in a machine, in a computer, in a chip. We transform that knowledge, we package it. Then there is creativity. Then there is some, we can conserve some knowledge, right? Human genome. A human genome of Dr. Abhinandan, I would love to see. I wish I could have a copy of him in New York, I could have a copy of him in, Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, you name it, that's it. Human genome. Cloning, copying, like a machine, right? Real, full blown. And if he could just continuously relay, or I could just have a camera or something on top of him and sensors on his body, and everything gets transmitted real time, and that human genome gets trained in New York, gets trained in Switzerland, gets trained in London, gets trained in everywhere, and performs and works and walks like Dr. Maury.
Thank you very much, sir, for such a thought-provoking and enriching keynote address. Your perspectives on innovation, sustainability, and digital well-being have truly resonated with the theme of this international conference. Now, I request Dr. Vijayashri ma'am, Dr. Malini ma'am, Mrs. Shakila, Mrs. Mokshamala ma'am, to honor our keynote speaker, Mr. Shyam Bhushan sir.
Full lunch.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. We have one more invitee with us, Professor and Principal of NMKRV College, Professor Suchitra Nair. I would like to welcome you, ma'am. Welcome to the gathering. So based on certain other commitments, we just wanted to intervene in between the program out here. We have our various sponsors whom we would want to recognize, and one among them is Mr. Supreet Garla from NICT. So can we have you on the stage? So we are sponsors from NICT, Mr. Supreet Garla, providing advanced skill development courses. So it is very kind and generous of you, sir, for having been with us and being the sponsor. So Mr. Supreet is a very active marathon runner as well, a long distance runner. So keeping all this in mind, I think our BCom department is planning for one more major event, mega event in this particular year, and we would want all the support from NICT again. Thank you, Mr. Supreet. Over to Ms. Deepika. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now request our, now I request Mr. Gokul sir to kindly read the profile of our guest of honor, Mr. Ananta Lakshman Rao.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. I'm proud to introduce Mr. Ananta Lakshman Rao, who is an Associate Director at KPMG. Sir has worked in US and Australian individual taxes and currently leads global reward services. He has handled projects and assignments in the United States like Houston, Montreal, New York, Dallas, and Orlando. He is a keen, continuous learner and involved in training activities. His areas of interest include leadership and public speaking, an individual with a strong, positive attitude and believes in big picture, looks adversity as an opportunity, has done various sessions in renowned colleges and B schools. His interests include writing articles and empowering youth through community initiatives. On the academic front, Sir holds a Master in Commerce. He has been a member of the Indian Society for Training and Development. He has Executive General Management Program from the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, and he has been an enrolled agent examination conducted by the US Internal Revenue Services. So I think that's a big profile and really good. I think we need to really have a big round of applause for that. Sir is a certified coach and also is a Toastmaster International with about 10 years of public speaking experience. Sir has trained about 16,000 students through sessions at Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mumbai, and other offices. Sir has been past president of the IAMB Orators Toastmaster Club. Sir has been in recognition as People's Leader in Professional Perspective. His area of interest includes student development, coaching and mentoring, public speaking, motivation speakers, stand-up comedy, and wonderful. Sir is interested in networking, reading, and spirituality. When I was interacting with Sir told me, sir, is this profile okay? Sir said, this is nothing because I'm going to interact with a bigger audience and it's the students. So welcome you, sir. Please welcome. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. What is the Josh? Hi. Great. Okay. Before I begin, first and foremost, my pranams to all the servants of Goddess Saraswati here, the elite academicians. I think without you all, we are nothing. You give the foundational aspect for our career and our future. And then, Jason, good to interact with you. Even though it's a short time, it feels we know each other so much of time. And ma'am, thank you for the invite. What I'm going to do is, share a few inputs out of how my industry journey has been so far. Not that it is about me, it's about the learning opportunity that I have got, and so on and so forth. Before that, let me start